Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Empire.
Welcome to
Had a long and
welcome
successful
to
reign.
Matt
The
Streams.
empire he ruled from Prague
The world
expanded.
doesn't deserve your
His
suffer.
subjects lived in peace and prosperity.
What, you mean my suffering? No, I mean your suffer. I mean any time
When
you
the
suffer,
emperor
the
died,
world doesn't
the
deserve
whole
that.
empire mourned. More than 7,000
Look at the world around you.
met him on his last
How many things have been good to you? Spiritually.
Heir to the throne of the
Unless we're
Flushing
talking
was
about
Charles's
piling a
son,
bunch of stuff on you
Wenceslas IV.
so that you can
His
then
father
release it
prepared him for
and
this
in some way
moment all
learn
his life.
something maybe or whatever. How many things have been good to you spiritually?
But Wenceslas did
Like
not
basically,
after his
has your life seemed to take a direction guided by an unseen hand
frivolous
that has been a good direction? Or has your life actually been has it felt like it's been held down by an unseen hand? Now I'm not saying to be anti God or anything like that, but what I am saying is
Wenceslas
the world anyway. The world, leaving the idea of a spiritual goodness out of it. The world itself, like what's been going on in your life, it most likely has been pretty horrific. And so here's what I say to you. The world doesn't deserve your supper. It can be a beautiful world, like Kingdom Come Deliverance is. But, you know, actually it's becoming less and less of that for us. You take a fucking walk down the street, you've got cops riding around, you've got people like sneering at you and shit. Like you take a fucking walk down the street, someone's gonna fucking bother you. This game is actually gorgeous. We're getting B-roll right now. For a little while at least for this game so that I can make a video about getting through the hard times actually with games. But this is one of my favorite games of all time. I literally put this I think at number 10. It might go higher before the end of my life. I love this game. And I beat it. But I haven't done the DLC yet, and we're not going to do the DLC today because I'm saving the DLC stuff for when I move out. If I make it out of here alive, like literally if I'm alive and I'm out of here and I'm not just in some monkey's paw booby trap, then I would love to play this game, the DLC. It's going to be great. But what I will say right now is the world doesn't deserve your suffer. It doesn't. It doesn't deserve any pain of yours. And what's the point of you having pain anyway? What's the point of not just letting it go? Is there a point to having pain? Do you act better when you have pain? You might avoid something. You might avoid doing something hurtful to another because of the pain you might anticipate if you did do that. That's fair. That might be oh, from the ashes. Oh, okay, cool. You know what? Oh, fuck. See, if I don't read this, let's say I'm gonna save this video. I will save it if it's B-roll. I'll save it and then I guess I'll go back and read it maybe before I do the DLC. Yeah, because we're gonna get a few of these because I got the whole pack. So I'm just gonna put it here, and Matt, you can pause it and read it. And otherwise, we're gonna keep going. We are chilling today. This is epic chilling. Epic chilling. We are getting B-roll. That's it. Oh my god, I love this game. I love this game so much. And then a woman's lot. Yep, okay. I love this game. This is one of the greatest games of all time. You know how I got this room? I got this room forever because I majorly tipped the woman. I tipped her like 40 extra gold or something. And it's like, oh, they literally like gave me this room. So now I never have to pay again. I've probably slept in here way more than 40 golds extra times. I didn't even know you could get it. It was great. Like, I didn't know you could get this room and keep it. Now, look at how beautiful this fucking is. Now, next time I have money, I think I might... I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get back into smoking tobacco. But, dude, I just love smoking tobacco. I really do. And, one thing that would be so cool... Oh, am I hungry right now? I'm probably hungry. We'll hear Henry say that soon. If I am, I think we'll hear him say something about it. Who's Henry? Henry is the guy you play. Meet Henry. Oh, wait. Nope. Meet Henry? Is this the one? So many fucking menu buttons and shit. No, that's not the. That's still not the one. Okay, let's see. Meet Henry. There's Henry. I even have the helmet that Synth had, but I'm not wearing it. But I kept it because I wanted to fucking keep that. I hope I kept it anyway. Yeah, Cuman Captains. And I looked around too because that I had to fight that battle. I fought that battle many times before I succeeded, and I was looking around, make sure to get the fucking Cuman Captain's hat. It is kind of a horrifying thing. And if you wear it, and you take your sword out, your vision is actually distorted. Okay, so I'm hungry. I'm hungry like Henry's hungry. So let's first eat some of this. Yep, the attacks come, man, but the world doesn't deserve your suffer. Literally any second of pain is wasted. Any second in your life you're feeling bad, you're feeling anxious, anything. It's wasted. It's all wasted. You might say, well, what if I was feeling bad about something that I did? If you want to feel bad about something that you did, then fine. And I'm not saying do bad things. What I'm saying is, see, I got the Freudian on the little, I said, I'm not saying do, and then I said don't. And see, the don't correction was actually a Freudian correction over the correct thing, which was, I'm not saying do bad things. But what I am I was unconfident in being right about that. But what I am saying, what a fucking gorgeous game, man. This is the world I want to live in. This is the world you can go like walk in the river and shit. You walk in a river nowadays, you got a fucking cop putting his penis in your asshole, you know? Like, this is crazy shit, man. Okay, so anyway, this is a great game though. And I gotta say, the world, like, walk around in this world and it's like, what fucking world has been taken away from us? It's like, oh, Matt, it's just overpopulation and whatever. It's like, no, you and your fucking family, unless your family is, I don't know, you and your fucking family probably did very little to change this fucking world. I would like to take it from this type of shit. I don't know of how realistic this is of hundreds of years ago, if even there were hundreds of years ago. Check out Howdy McCoskey. He's like, I'm not sure how long this fucking thing's been around. But I'm not sure how realistic this is, but if this looks anything like what we fucking get, walking around, remember, deer ticks are apparently a new thing. Apparently since like the 70s, like Lyme disease was discovered in like the 70s or something, so-called. It's like, but now you walk around, like in Rhode Island at least, you walk around, you've got ticks crawling on you, you've got ticks like sometimes fucking getting in your mouth. I had a tick crawl into like a crack in my tooth, and I like dug him out with a fucking, and I was hoping it wasn't a tick, but it felt like I kind of dug him out with my tongue, and it felt like it went back, and I was like, is it just stuck in there? And it's like, oop. And so I like flopped it out on the little table here. You know, this shit. And then you go around, you got fucking, again, cops, and then you have horrible people, just everyone's so fucking mean and nasty and ugly nowadays. And yeah, visually ugly, but also ugly just in their soul. You got horrible people, you got cops muscling you around everywhere you go. If you look in any way, basically not like a scared citizen hurrying to your destination, which is basically hurrying to the store, getting what you need, and then hurrying home, because everyone has to be terrified at all times nowadays. Why? Because otherwise you look suspicious. If you're not walking around terrified, you look fucking suspicious, right? And so then a cop will fucking knock on your door. Maybe that's why cops pull over black guys so much. I don't know, maybe as a whole, I'm not trying to say white people are better or black people are better, but I'm saying, I don't know, maybe as a whole, black guys are a little more relaxed, and then a cop's like, what the fuck he must be doing? And then, you know, he goes over and fucking hurts him. I don't know. I'm not saying that inner city neighborhoods are great places to be, and the amount of people who live there, it's like the demographics, the places are bad. Well, one could say they had a bad vibe to begin with, like some in the hills or something, and then the people like accumulated around it who had bad vibes as well. But I'm not sure. But I will, or it's like the city with all the fucking cement and shit that took away all the good vibes from the earth. I don't know. What I will say though is that, you know, the places, the bad vibes, you could point to the people who make up the population. And so I'm not saying like white people are better. I'm not saying any group is better than any other. But what I am saying is, if you're walking around like a real motherfucker, if you're walking around and not like fucking pushing people or anything, but if you're just walking around like a real motherfucker, you're a confident person and you're not like just playing the game of everybody, you will fucking get more cops like looking at you than otherwise. At least that's what I've found. I don't know, maybe they just don't like me because I've proven myself to be a real motherfucker, sending somebody some angry emails one day. But in any case, hold on. Not that I ever plan to do that again. Believe me. What would be in it for me? Nothing. Nothing was in it for me then. I didn't think it was going to be such a big fucking deal. And believe me, the person it was a big deal to was me, because it certainly wasn't a big deal for some guy to get fucking emails one day and never again and never before from one other person who sent them angrily and insincerely. Wasn't a big deal for him. It was a huge fucking deal for me. Continues to be a big deal. Whatever. Doesn't matter. You walk around in this world, in Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's beautiful. You walk around in this world, you've got yourself a little fucking... Oh, wait. How do I call for the horse? I don't even remember. Wait. Oh, triangle? Wow, triangle, okay. Yeah, pebbles. So you walk around in this world, you've got yourself a good fucking world. You've got yourself the best... You've got yourself a gorgeous setting here. And there's no point in suffering. Not a bit. It's like, well, Matt, what about you? You seem like you're fucking... By the way, Matt, this might be a good point to cut off the footage. I don't know. I had a feeling like, oh, you should stop this. But how slavishly have I followed feelings like that for fucking years? Like, oh, you should stop, like, doing this. Like, okay, it's come to its completion. It's like, a lot of shit has come together really well, and I'm glad that it has, and I don't regret any putting together any of the shit that I've put together. Any of the stuff. Like, up until this day, I don't regret it necessarily. But what I will say is, as I've talked about before, it's very difficult. It can get very difficult over time to have, like, a little, like, voice... Oh, what? Voice in the head? It's like, yeah, what directs you? Just a sense of like, okay, now you got to do this. Okay, if you listen, the voice will, the intuition, whatever. Ask fucking Tim Rogers about it, or ask an INTJ. I know everybody hates them. I might be one. I tested as one on 2 different, I think, relatively real fucking MBTI tests. I tested as an INTJ not once but twice. So it's like, yeah, I better be a fucking... I don't know. But in any case, I mean, I think that's the coolest one. So it's like, there you go. Maybe everyone has the one they think is the coolest. That'd be a nice way for it to work out, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be fucking nice? See, the world doesn't deserve your suffer. But maybe, like, if there was a spiritual benevolence here where, like, literally the MBTI type you have is the one you would think is most cool, it's like, shit, wouldn't that be great? Like, wouldn't that be a nice, like, thing? Like, I guess on some level it'd be like, well, it's sort of easy mode. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, well, that's the spiritual benevolence, and, like, everybody is, like, given exactly what they would like, and, like, it's like, where's the challenge or whatever. I don't know if I'm a fan of just challenge for challenge sake, as I've talked about in the past, but I remember specifically, I think I have a good image of the day of, like, the situation. I remember one of my friend's cousins who was also in our class. It was a couple kids, they moved in, they were cousins, moved to the area, and before I knew them very well, one of them I'd know very well, and one of them, the cousin, I would end up not hanging out with that much, but I thought he was fine. I liked him. I thought he was a good guy, or I thought he was okay. I didn't think much about him either way, actually. Like, yeah, whatever. But I remember him saying that Tony Hawk's American Wasteland was too easy. And I had Thug. I don't think I had Thug 2 at that point, but I had Tony Hawk's Underground. But then he said American Wasteland was too easy. And I remember thinking, how could a game be too easy? And I was born in 1990, and whenever that game came out, it's like... And I mean, not when that game came out. I don't like how people replace when with whenever now. I actually really dislike that. People's language has gotten so sloppy. I noticed somebody do that in the Stefan Molyneux audio, like, maybe before I went to jail, like 2019, 18, 17, whatever. Like, somebody said, well, whenever this happened, whenever that happened. And it was like he was speaking so conditionally. It's like, here's a fucking newsflash, guys. When you're talking about something that it's a sort of a definite or a known time of it happening, you use when. All right, that's what when means. When you're talking about something and you're not quite sure when it happened, you could use whenever. Or when you're talking about something and it happened in sort of a recurring manner, so you're saying whenever it happened in terms of any time that it did happen, you would use whenever. You don't just use whenever to replace when at all times. That's one of my most... Like, that's one that I don't think I've ever heard anyone call out. And, like, people are doing it by the fucking truckload these days because people are so fucking ignorant these days, too. It's like, oh, big surprise. They can't even fucking say whenever right. It's like, I didn't even fucking realize. Like, I didn't even... the guy kept saying, like, well, whenever I did this, whenever I did that. And I was thinking, it was the Stefan Molyneux thing. I was thinking, like, is this... Not Stefan, but the guy he was talking to. I was like, is this guy, like, unsure of... Like, no, he's literally just whenever he'd say when, or maybe whenever he'd say whenever. He just says whenever. Or he's constantly unsure of when anything happened, or everything was always happening frequently, and it could have been at any time, right? But it's like, no, he'd refer to something that seemed like a particular time, and he'd say, well, whenever that happened, and it's like, are you just unsure when anything happened ever? Again, like, are you so fucking disoriented, or like what? And it's like, everyone's talking like that. That's one of my least favorite Illuminati things, because I betcha, unless it's like some kind of like psychological like fucking contagion or not whatever, unless it's some psychological thing that's gone through the fucking atmosphere and people are just that like it's just a bizarre thing where now everyone's using whenever for when. It's like, I think that's probably some kind of propaganda thing. Like David Icke says, if something is nowhere and then suddenly it's everywhere, it's part of the agenda or something like that. It's funny, it's tough to find that quote, but that's a great quote, whatever exactly he said with that. But basically, if something is nowhere and then suddenly it's everywhere, it's part of the agenda. That's really good. The agenda, period, Matt. That's really good here, man. But anyway, yeah, like, so David Icke, he's good. But it's like, man, like, and you can look at that and then be like, well, why'd everyone start saying whenever in various, like, sort of clumsy or just outright, like, one would say wrong ways? And it's like, well, why'd everyone start doing that all of a sudden? It's like, maybe they started pushing that with various figures in the media, and it's like, well, this guy's sort of on our payroll. It's like almost everyone probably fucking is. What you turn on any channel on the TV, they're not fucking separate from whatever agenda's going on, probably. The big ones, anyway. So you get enough big stars to use whenever in a certain way, and then people start using it. But it's like the trends, it's like the fake trendsetters, the people who aren't paid directly, but they're sort of following the people who are bigger, and they start using the wrong word, and then other people start using the wrong word, just like divisive suddenly became pronounced divisive when Obama said it, and suddenly everyone was saying divisive, 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 or Niger turned to Niger, and like all these things. It's like, well, that's how you actually pronounce it. It's like, if it's how you actually pronounce it, fine, but I'll tell you what, divisive is spelled and pronounced divisive. It would have two S's if it was divisive. End of story, all right? You know, end of fucking story. So anyway, but what I'm saying is, despite all this, the world, or perhaps as indicated by all this, the world doesn't deserve your suffer. Look at this gorgeous game. Listen to this gorgeous music setting in as the nighttime sets in. This is like a Disney movie. And it's like, well, yeah, Disney is for children. It's like, no, I mean, like, this is like a Rob Reiner movie. This is like, well, he makes movies basically for children. This is like a fucking movie from the 90s where it's like, or like even Gladiator, like early 2000s, a little shreds of it, where there's like some feeling. There's some feeling. It's not like the 80s where everything's like kind of, yeah, like, I don't know. My dad always said the 80s had like the worst, whatever, worst everything. I don't know if, there are some good 80s things, but the 80s was kind of dark. It's not like the 70s where it's like, yeah, we're the crusty Summer of Love rejects and we're just walking along and now we don't care about anything, man. And then it's not like the 60s where it's like either, you know, layover from the 50s or like the free love bullshit where everyone just stopped caring about anyone else because it's all about what I want to do at all times. But then it's also like, yeah, but don't be selfish, man. It's like the entire thing is selfishness. You guys suck. You know, it's like, anyway. And then now they're terrorizing us all as the boomers, right? Whatever. Anyway, I'm no fan of criticizing like groups of generational people either, except I will say there does seem to be a thick trait with that generation of like proud hedonism I thought of, and I thought of that independently. I don't know if somebody else thought of that, but I thought of that independently. Someone said, well, you get all your talking points, and when I had mentioned that specifically from like whatever, this, that, and the other thing, and I was like, man, I thought I actually, when I wrote proud hedonist, I was like, that's good. You know what? I think that does describe him. And then for him to say like, you just get it from somewhere else, it's like, is that a compliment? Did that sound professional propaganda weapons grade shit or what? You know, like that, thank you, I guess, but please give me the fucking credit. You know, it's like, anyway, It's like, oh, Matt, you sound like such a nice person. I am a fucking nice person. I'm the only fucking nice person you're gonna fucking meet. Like, seriously, like, today you meet, like, 8 people. I'm, you know, and then you hear me. I'm like, oh, there you go. You're the 9, Matt. You're the devil, right? Whatever. 9 is also the number where everything else stays consistent. You add a 9 to anything else, it breaks down to the other thing. So 9 is also the most selfless number. 9 is also the most egoless number, really, because it's 9 plus 5. What does that break down to? 5. 9 plus 8, what does that break down to? 8. 9 plus 1, what does that break down to? 1. You know the only thing that breaks down to 9? If you do 9 plus 9, it's a 9 and another 9. And then nobody has to feel bad because it's always breaking down to 9. But otherwise, 9 steps back and lets everyone else stand front. That doesn't sound devilish to me at all. What are you talking about, fucking personalities and numbers? I am, because everything's so fucking inverted. And it's hilarious. Even the fucking 9 thing, to me, it just seems totally inverted. 9 seems like the most neutral number to me in terms of breaking stuff down. But hold on. It's like, what do you mean breaking stuff down? I mean, 9 plus 5, that's 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, breaks down to 5. So 9 plus 5 breaks down to 5. 9 plus 4, that's 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. That breaks down to 4. So 9 plus 4 breaks down to 4. 9 plus 27. Well, what does the 27 add up to? 2 plus 7 equals 9. So that breaks down to a 9. How about 9 plus 25? Let's just add it all together. Okay. So then you have 34. But what's 34 break down to? Well, 3 plus 4 is 7. 9 plus 2, 5, what? 2 plus 5 is 7. Breaks down to 7 because it's a 7 with a 9. It breaks down to the 7 anyway. 9 is selfless. But anyway, the world doesn't deserve you to suffer. The world doesn't deserve your suffer. If you suffer, then it's pointless. Because if you do something bad and you suffer over it, you're probably just gonna be on edge, and you might do something mean again. If you don't do something bad and you suffer, what the fuck, man? Why suffer just because like you don't have a lot of money or people look down on you for one reason or another? If you're not doing anything bad, then why fucking suffer ever? I have like 2 rules. I have a couple rules. Like I have on my player sheet over there. It's like no lying, no eating meat, and then I have a couple things beyond that. But those are the basic ones. Like those are the no's: no lying and no eating meat. But now the positive rules would be honest and be good. If you can just literally do those 2 things, it's like you're beyond almost everybody. And but here's the thing: the world doesn't deserve your suffer. You know why? Because this is the way the world maybe used to be. This gorgeous fucking world, beautiful fucking shit. And then guess what? You get fucking agendas from certain people. For which people? Whichever people they are. I don't know who fucking what the name of fucking Mr. Illuminati is. But you clearly get certain agendas from certain people pushed down by larger organizations, and they write about them all in their fucking books. The UN literally has things called agendas with years attached, and then you watch how it comes to fruition, like they said they would. It's like, well, that's the UN. Of course, the UN would have agendas. It has things to do. It's the UN. It's like, well, then they do have an agenda, right? Either they do or they don't. It's like, oh, no, they don't, but of course they do. It's like, yeah, but we're saying they do, but it's not like an evil conspiracy. It's just them being open and like any other big organization. It's like, all right, well, then if you pay attention, that might just be an ignorance thing, because if you pay attention to what they're doing, along with what other big organizations or big figures in the culture are talking about or pushing, you will find that these things line up and dovetail pretty fucking perfectly. And the things that, like, for example, as Zbigniew Brzezinski says might have, the things that Zbigniew Brzezinski talks about happening might be what happens in fucking 9/11, right? It's like, oh shit, what do you mean, Matt? What, between 2 ages of the grand chessboard? Oh, we need an event to set off the kind of war we'd like to have, or whatever, or set off this kind of war. We'd need this kind of event that was similar to Pearl Harbor, and then suddenly in a few years we have 9/11, and then that wasn't nearly the only thing pointing towards it, such as Neo's ID apparently expiring on September 11, 2001 in The Matrix, etc., etc. That movie came out before 9/11. Oh, that's just a coincidence. That's a pretty fucking big coincidence, especially when you have tens or dozens or 20s, a score, or hundreds of other coincidences like that, and a lot of them aren't just coincidences in movies. They're literally people saying, this is what we're going to do, and then it happens. All right? So it's like, you want to talk about there's no fucking agenda. It's like, I'll show you a world like Kingdom Come Deliverance here, and then I'll say, look at the world around you where you couldn't get this kind of fucking peace if you fucking paid, if you paid like $10,000, you couldn't get like a vacation as gorgeous as this. Living in this fucking world would be dirt poor. I mean, this is the fucking world that could be, and then we live in the world that they made it into. We lived in the world that they turned it into, and it's really unfortunate. It's like, oh, it's all about they, right? It's never us. It's like, well, it wasn't fucking me. Literally, it wasn't fucking me, and I'm sitting here talking about it while other people don't even want to acknowledge it, whether for fear of looking foolish or this or that, or looking crazy, or of thinking outside the box, and oh no, what will my peers think? It's like, if I'm actually talking about this stuff and nobody else, very few people even are, and then I'm living in a different way than a lot of people are, I'm living more honestly, I don't lie, etc., and I try to indeed be honest and be good, and most people don't give a shit or try at all. It's like, well then, yeah, you know what? If I was back in this time, I think I'd probably also be one of the people, if I had a similar character, I'd probably also be one of the people who was pushing back against whatever evil was going on back then. So it's like, oh yeah, Matt, what? Everyone else did it. It's like, yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm in the lineage of people who turned our world into this shit.